Hi, Pancake. How you doing, Pancake? That's a cool name for a kitty. Are you going on a walk today, Pancake?
We just got back from home.
Oh, really? Yeah, they do pretty good. Like, I used to walk in this park. I lived in Maine, and I had this this cat. We used to walk it on the park. Do you mind if I take a photo? It'll just take a moment. I gotta take it for proof.
Yeah, I think, with this being a resale shop, they got the higher brand stuff,
Pretty much, if I go up, there'll be so much traffic and everything. So I found another spot. In my shorts. I didn't know they were gonna have this, but fuck them, who cares? I actually went in my shorts. You see, these are some of my boxers, but it's not that big of a deal. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a display, really, but it was. There's also quite a bit of people that were actually up there. It's pretty cool. Here's actually my place. This is the parking garage I've talked about. I actually sang about it in the song Backbone Man, but that's actually my place right there. So I couldn't really see it. The neighbors were kind of talking and annoying me, like they're just talking about really nothing. And the fireworks are going off, so I really want to kind of get the sound of it. So I thought, well, wait a minute. I haven't gone over here and saw this parking garage And there were actually people up at the top. They were also firing little firecrackers. I didn't really get in their way or anything, but I got there just right before the finale. So I had to rush over really quick. I didn't have time to get fully dressed or anything. But that was pretty much it right there. I guess the 4th of July fireworks display. Probably right over Castle Hills. It was a Castle Hills display. There's one way over, maybe like Frisco area. I'm sure that they've got a pretty good one. These neighborhood ones are pretty good. South Lake is probably one of the best ones that I've been to ever, other than maybe like Disney World. But that was quite the display, you know. And I'm gonna kind of turn over this way to show you the parking garage. It's up for lease, so I haven't really vlogged that parking garage yet, but it could be maybe a vlog. I could go there, kind of show what the parking garage is like. You can see it from here, and it's not. I'm gonna roll the window down so you can get the reflection. You see some of the smoke right there from some other firework displays, and then that's actually the flags you're familiar looking at right there. So that's the one I went to. Pretty good display. Happy 4th of July, everybody. And I just heard from the radio that was actually an illegal firework display. So that was actually all just hackers getting the fireworks together in one area. Pretty good for a bunch of hackers. Yeah, it was a bunch of Castle Hill criminals. But it was really good, though. I really liked it. It was real good. So I was watching the live stream from Breck Roll, which is right here. And I have a theory that in conversation, many times, if you know the person's name that you're talking about, let's say if you're talking about someone else's name. In this case, we were talking about Charlie Manson's son, Matthew Roberts. And I actually real familiar with his name because I'm really highly interested in the whole fact that Charlie Manson had a son, and Charlie Manson's son is named Matthew Roberts, and he actually has a band that I think should be signed. What's interesting is that I knew the name of Matthew Roberts, and this is a vlogger that's been to California and had trouble recalling it. And then you'll see here, I was talking with Breck on the live stream, and then he finally recalls it because I put the name of it to remind him.
Remember it.
Matthew Roberts.
My viewers have better memory than I do.
Just wait.
Roberts. Matthew Roberts.
Right. He remembers it because I put the actual thing. So it's a theory of mine that I think in conversation, and a lot of times when one person knows the name of something, the other person will have trouble recalling it. Because I think that's God's way of showing us that he wants us to communicate with other people. But anyway, that's what Breck was talking about right here, because this is the conversation part at the very end. You'll see the actual 2 hours and 7 minutes and 38 seconds was when I got on to another live stream vlog. I also did the same thing with Grim Life Collective, only that one we were just talking about Ed Wood and Plan 9, which I believe he's wearing. But we were also talking about Ed Wood, the movie that Tim Burton made. We weren't talking about Plan 9 and Grim Life Collective. I was just talking about Ed Wood, and I was telling Grim Life, and then they mentioned my name.
That's what his name was. The guy was a little creepy. He looks like Charles Manson.
Whoops. And here we go.
A better memory than I do.
So it's not about having a better memory. It's Matthew Roberts. Right.
Thank you. That's what his name was. The guy was a little creepy. He looks like
Charles Manson's son, who they've already come to know that it actually really is. Pretty scary. I mean, it's not scary though.
Yeah.
You should see the humanity of Matthew Roberts, because he's gone through a whole lot dealing with the fact that his son, well, I mean, not his son, I'm sorry, that Matthew Roberts' father, who is Charlie Manson, is probably one of the most famous men in the world, other than probably Adolf Hitler or even Jesus Christ. You know, I know I'm saying that the Beatles said something similar, but it's true. Charlie Manson is very, very famous. And he is Matthew Roberts is the son, and they have already proven it to be true. And these guys were the first to vlog it. Jordan the Lion was actually one of the first that I ever saw, or probably anybody that actually made it public in the actual interview And that's how I ended up meeting all of these people, or actually showing interest, especially in Breck, because Breck knows Jordan. So it's very interesting because it all started with me. It didn't start with Adam the Woo. This is very important. It didn't start with Adam the Woo. Adam the Woo came later. I found Jordan the Lion first online, but it wasn't until Matthew Roberts. So Charlie Manson, being the most famous criminal in American history, committed one of the most gruesome crimes, the Helter Skelter book, and the whole Helter Skelter, insanity. All of that led to these actual vloggers.
She's gonna come to Texas at some point.
And he eventually came to Texas too.
Get out there.
Okay, so it's funny.
He looks like Charles.
So he's actually, it's going back and forth. I use Roku, which it's very difficult to use. It's like PowerPoint kind of thing that I'm doing, like video PowerPoint. It's difficult to do. It takes a lot of talent to do that. Talking about Flash as Turtle.
Yeah, I've heard the DNA said that too.
So Flash he has a turtle in California. So this his diary, or his show, his vlog it goes very in depth in a person's life.
I think we're pretty
He's
good
flash
at,
proofing the yard and the fact that his turtle could escape if he brings him in. So he gets into, I think, some pretty real stuff.
It was kind of cool, he's a nice guy. He's kind of creepy looking, but that's what you expect from somebody.
I personally don't think he's really that creepy. I mean, Charles Manson was, because he put a swastika in his forehead, like right here. But I don't think Matthew Roberts was really that strange at all. I mean, it's my own opinion. I didn't find him that oddball. Although he did tarot card readings and stuff, but people do that. I've met a lot of people in life that have done tarot card readings. But he was tall. He's saying he's very tall. I didn't get that on the video. So in the video, he's saying that in real life that Matthew Roberts is very tall.
And Jordan had his had a tarot card reading. So
yeah, I saw that one.
Jordan said, "Yeah, you gotta have him do a tarot card reading."
I think Amy actually was in that one. Got the tarot card reading, which is pretty strange. It's a very strange thing how all this it kind of meted. I wanted to do something with Tex Watson. I think I don't know if he mentions. He does say Tex Watson. Yeah, we're talking about. We don't know for sure if the DNA came through.
Had a DNA test.
But they've already established it online that he's considered Matthew Roberts. That he's considered Charlie Manson's son. It's already been established. So the inheritance has already gone to Matthew Roberts, and he looks very similar.
A couple hours now, so.
Thank you for the fun times, and enjoy your fourth, and I'll talk to you
So
later.
he does mention, he wraps it up here. So he does mention Tex Watson. The reason why he mentioned Tex Watson on that live stream is because I am considering vlogging Tex Watson, because Tex Watson is in prison and being held in bondage in California, and he's a born-again Christian. So California does have him in bondage, and probably will because of the fame issue and the fact that they can make money off. See, if Tex Watson got out of prison in California, he'd probably leave California. Whether he'd come back to Texas or not, we certainly would welcome him. So, like I said in an earlier vlog, or earlier in this series, I haven't released yet, that there's no place in this world that will put you in bondage more than the state of California and the sickness of Hollywood, okay? Because Hollywood is a very, very sick, fake place of bondage. So those that are there, be careful. So I'm doing research about the Acapulco Lounge and about the arrest that happened to me in 2001 when I was doing The Majestic with Jim Carrey. The officer that gave me the fake business card handed it to me. And whether he gave it, I think Indian gave it, so he gave it back before the arrest, or he got a hold of it. I'm not for sure on where that business card went to, because that officer's in a lot of trouble. The officer, the police officer that attempted to give me his business card before they stole my children, because they're behind the kidnapping of my children, in Grand Prairie did the same thing. He handed me the business card, and then he returned it. He didn't give me his business card. This happened in the same type of thing. It was the same exact behavior of the officer in Long Beach that arrested me. who was pretending he was undercover. Why would you have an undercover police officer go through all this trouble over an annual and a telemarketing job? And they did the same exact kind of behavior out in Grand Prairie. What it shows is abuse of power on the side of the police abusing innocent people. When you're falsely arrested, that can go to trial and you can sue the police department. I'm doing research on the Acapulco Lounge. The research I'm doing right now is that they have moved that lounge, probably covering up evidence, and have put up all these photos and stuff and have moved the whole entire Acapulco bar or whatever it was called at that time, because the officer that called me was actually a criminal. Do that and hit the road because I gotta get there real quick. Welcome to the Please Subscribe Show. July 21st, 2017. Second wife, Angel, takes me to the Angelica to see a film made by the master Christopher Nolan. They spent about $150 million on the film. It grossed about $526 million. And it's probably one of the best war films since maybe Saving Private Ryan, if not even better. In May of 1940, France was pushed to the beaches by the enemy, known as the Nazi regime. They had nowhere to go. There were British there too. Total military trapped on the beach was around 500,000 soldiers. The Nazis flew over them, bombing them helplessly. It was a methodic action that they did. They put these little sirens on their bomber jets. So as they dove, it made this noise like